Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for being here. Today I'm going to go over a very specific topic that has been some sort of a trend in my life recently. I have clients that are coming to me and they're like, Kristine, we only want to see gated neighborhoods. I have some clients that say, I only want to see guard gated neighborhoods. So when that's the case, that's even trickier, but I'm going to share my screen with you and I'm going to show you the top gated neighborhoods in Winter Park. Hi friends, sorry to interrupt my own YouTube channel, but I have something really exciting on the horizon that I wanted to share with you. Obviously, buying here in Florida is super different than wherever you are coming from. It doesn't matter what state you're coming from, buying in Florida is completely different. We have different property taxes. We have a different insurance market that's unlike anywhere else in the country right now. We have homestead laws that are completely different. We have hurricane disclosures that are different, flood zones that change block by block, and you just don't know what you don't know yet. And that's exactly where people lose money or lose the house or both. So I'm hosting a free live webinar. This is going to be October 5th, 2026. And it is called How to Relocate to Florida 101. It is going to be 1 hour. I'm trying to make this super easy for you guys. We're going to go over the entire purchasing process from searching for a home all the way to closing, how it works when you still have a home to sell in another state. Plus, I'm going to have a lender on with me and they're going to cover Florida down payment programs, which those change, and closing costs, then a live Q&A. If you are serious about purchasing a home here in Central Florida in 2027, this webinar is going to gear you up perfectly. And this is the hour that saves you from every one of those surprises. That's my favorite thing. I don't like any of my clients to be surprised or shocked at all during this whole process. Spaces are limited, so email me at kristinesalesorlando@gmail.com or scan this QR code right now before you click away because it is going to fill up. See you there. Now, this list is short, okay? This list is very short and it's a very specific area. And I'm going to explain why once I share my screen. So then I'm going to expand the search to another part of town. Maybe we'll look in Oviedo, maybe we'll look in Winter Springs, maybe we'll look around other places in Seminole County. But I'm going to start with Winter Park because that is the main purpose of this video because that is the hardest thing to find. And I'm going to tell you where my clients are going if they like the price point and the luxury of Winter Park, but they're not finding the gated communities that they're looking for. So if that's you and you're curious about something very niche like this, like a gated community or a guard gated community or a smaller neighborhood, or maybe you're looking for a neighborhood with like a certain feel. Maybe it's family friendly, maybe it's more like neighborhood centric, maybe it's bigger lots. You're looking for something specific, reach out to me in the link in the description and let's set up a call and let's talk about what you're looking for. That way I can help guide you and do some searching for you. So this list is short and I'm so sorry to say it is very short, and that's because gated neighborhoods in Winter Park is very tricky. Now, when I first started this search for this video, I was doing Winter Park 32789 because that is where most of my people who are looking in Winter Park want to be, because I'm not gonna lie to you guys, that is the most desirable zip code of Winter Park and it is the most luxury zip code of Winter Park. But the issue is that there's not a lot of gated neighborhoods because there's not a lot of just neighborhoods in general that are like have a wall and a subdivision and all that good stuff. So that is something that Winter Park's just not famous for. Winter Park, you can just drive through like the nicest parts of town. And I love that because these 32789 is my like walking area. And so I love that they don't gate these. That way I can walk through all the pretty houses, but those residents probably are not happy about that. Okay, so let's talk about these gated neighborhoods that do exist in Winter Park. And the first thing I want you to realize is that these are all in, let me make sure I'm saying this right. These are all in 32792 except one house, and we're gonna look at that. I've also just done a search for single family homes, but if I were to expand this to condos and townhomes, this would look much different. So if you are okay with a condo or a townhome, and you really want a gated neighborhood, you can reach out to me separately and I'll do that search for you. But this is single family homes only, okay? So as you can see where it says zip code right here and all down this column, this is the zip code for anything that is gated in Winter Park. And these are almost all 32792 except this one. Okay, so let's start with this and then we'll work out from there. So this is Winter Park Place, beautiful, beautiful house. And let's see where this is located because again, this is kind of a rare thing. Oh, okay. So let's go down here. Even some of like the top neighborhoods like Windsong, which is a full neighborhood, is not gated. So, okay, so see how tiny this is? This is just like one little street that they've decided to gate off. Still a neighborhood, that's totally fine. And I even went active, pending, and sold. So I went to like all options that are available right now. So this is, yeah, and it even says right here, the only gated neighborhood in the coveted 32789 zip code. It's just not a thing. So if this is something that's like a non-negotiable for you, which some people it is, and that's okay. Maybe 32789 is not for you, and I would direct you to another part of town. But let's look at this. So this is a very, very cute neighborhood. This house is adorable. This looks like it's kind of a newer build. This one is a 4-bedroom, 4.5 bathroom home. If I were to guess, I would say this is like a 2001 house, but let's look at that afterwards. So this is Winter Park Place. So if you are interested in a gated neighborhood, you better act fast because this is the only one on the market. And this one is on the market for $1,900,000. And that gated little asterisk there, that is obviously valuable to a lot of people because this is the only one. Okay, so as you can see, the caliber of this home, beautiful, stunning, very traditional. Even the outside of this house is traditional, but it looks like the rest of the neighborhood is kind of like, these are probably custom homes, or maybe there's like a few builders in this neighborhood. Really reminds me of the neighborhood that I grew up in. It's like just a few custom builders, but definitely custom homes. Absolutely amazing. Very classic Winter Park outdoor, classic Winter Park outside, classic Winter Park type of neighborhood, minus the whole gating situation. But this is something that you're gonna get and you're gonna pay a pretty penny for because it's the only gated neighborhood in all of 32789. So this house was built, oh my gosh, I said 2001. This house was built in 2002. I'm good. This is 3460 square feet on the market for 1.799. And here it is. Here's your only one in 32789. And you can see if I go back to the map here, let me zoom out. So here, this right here is that 32789 zip code, right around the lakes, right around all of this, right up to Baldwin Park. And then 32792 is right here. 32792, I think is probably a smaller zip code. It's like down Aloma. And it's kind of between like Castleberry and Orlando and Oviedo. But as you can see here, even the amount of homes that are in gated communities in 32792 is super limited, okay? So first of all, these are like barely in Winter Park anymore. I mean, it is Winter Park, but dang, that is like really far. For example, this right here is Trinity Prep, okay? So a lot of people, this is a private school that's really, really popular. One of the best preparatory schools. You can do your research on Trinity Prep, but this is it right here. And a lot of people drive from Oviedo to Trinity Prep, okay? So that's an easy drive for people in Oviedo, not an easy drive if you're living out in like 32789, because going down Aloma during rush hour, you're not gonna wanna do it. You're not gonna wanna do it, okay? Now, this is a very, very popular neighborhood called Hawks Crest. This is a luxury neighborhood. It is newer. The price points can be nice and high, not into the multi-millions, but because it is gated and because it is newer, they can ask for a higher price point. So see, this one's on the market for $729, $725. We have another one here for $825, and then a few that have sold. See, this one has sold for 1.4, so that's actually shocking. I didn't know that they got this high. Let's see what this one looks like. So again, this one is kind of on this like little pond area, which that's typically an upgrade when you pay for things, when you pay for homes, when you pay for things. What am I saying? And I bet that if these sold, they would also be in that, $1 million price point. So let's look at this one. This is a great neighborhood. It needs to click. Hawks Crest is a great neighborhood, and I will say that if you want to be around Winter Park, you don't need to be in the heart and soul of Winter Park. I love this area. This is very close to where I first moved to Winter Park when I was deciding to move from Oviedo to Winter Park. And from here, you just feel like you're in the middle of everything. You are really close to 436. You're really close to Oviedo. You're really close to the 417. Because when you're in the heart of Winter Park, to get to the 417, if you have to get to the airport a lot, it's not the most fun drive. I am more in the heart of Winter Park now, and it's not fun to get to the airport unless I want to drive all the way to the 417, and then you just take the highway. Okay, I'm getting a little hyper local here, aren't I? Just in the comments, just be like, Kristine, it's too much. It's too much. Okay, so this is a good idea of what $1.5 million is going to get you in a gated neighborhood in Winter Park. So again, Hawks Crest is fantastic. The front of Hawks Crest is townhomes. So if you're one of those people that are okay with the townhome, maybe it's your first home, you're downsizing, you want to invest, Hawks Crest is going to be a fantastic option because you have beautiful homes like this. This is definitely the height of the market in Hawks Crest. This one is 4,300 square feet. Was on the market for 1.5, sold for 1.4. So I love that. Let's get out of here. Let's see what else. What else is Hawks Crest near? Hawks Crest is huge and it's also very popular. Oh, when were these built? These are probably built over a few years. 2022. So not all of them are 2022. I think they probably started closer to 2017 or 2019. But either way, that is very new compared to the rest of Winter Park, where things can be built in the 40s and 50s. Okay, so let's go into another neighborhood here. So this is off Howell Branch, and we have some other little gated neighborhoods here. Oh yes, Lake Florence. Okay, so we have these other options. These are more towards Oviedo. So again, 32792. But this is another great neighborhood. This is much, much, much smaller. And it is right off Howell Branch. So this is, I showed this house. Wow, I showed this house a long time ago. Is this sold? It did sell. Okay, good. It took a while to sell, 171 days. So that's a good neighborhood too. Nothing really to see there. And then let's check out what is along the lake here. Oh, that's the same neighborhood. Okay, got it. So yes, you can get onto this little lake. This is more of a pond. It's not a motorboat lake. But you can get onto a lakefront property for 1.1. And then here, this one's on the market for 1.7. Quite the jump. So let's see what we have. We do have a nice dock. Okay, nice big house, 3-car garage. Very nice. Oh, I've seen this one too. Very updated inside. Let me just skip real past here. Beautiful pool. Love that. Okay, so this is, again, Winter Park. From here, if you are I really want to be in the heart of Winter Park, I would say that this is probably, 15 minutes to Park Avenue. And an easy drive. Nothing crazy. You're not getting on the highway, nothing like that. So this is very much so removed from the country club life or the golf cart district and all that good stuff. But you are still in Winter Park, very much in Winter Park. So I love this. Okay, so this is a good idea of what that can kind of get you. Now, if you want to be in Seminole County, And I'm just gonna like broaden your horizons a little bit. If you were my client and you were like, I don't know, I just want like a gated neighborhood, or I want like a guard gated neighborhood, I would check out Lake Mary, okay? So bear with me. I'm just gonna do a quick search for, it's technically Longwood. I might type in both, Lake Mary, because then we're gonna get Heathrow and we're gonna get like Alaqua Lakes. So we're still up to the guard gated. Now we're up to 63 matches, okay? So let me go in here and let me show you the map. Boom, we have gated communities all over Lake Mary, okay? And I'm gonna do one better here, and I'm gonna go to results. And I have things that go on the market right now from 539 all the way to 1.8 million. And I have things that have sold from 370 in a gated neighborhood. Okay, that's in the landings. Not necessarily luxury, all the way up to 1.48 million. And I think that's because I have this set to just be a gated neighborhood, but not necessarily a guard gated neighborhood. Guard gated neighborhoods, I can do a search for that too if you guys want. Put in the comments below if you're interested in that. But that is definitely going to start at $1 million. I would say probably higher than that. $1 million for a guard gated neighborhood, like in Magnolia Plantation or something like that, is, definitely luxury, but not high-end luxury if you're looking for like very high-end luxury. So you can definitely find more options if you're interested in Lake Mary, or if you're interested in other parts of Seminole County and you want a gated neighborhood. I would say that you have some really great ones here. And actually, I'm gonna go and I'm going to show you guys just Longwood. And then I'm gonna go down here and I'm going to type in guard gated. I do have some clients that want a guard at their gate. And as someone who grew up in a neighborhood where we just had a gate and no guard, if security really is your thing, you are gonna want a guard. Those gates, the code to the gates, they get passed around pretty quickly. And yeah, if true security is your thing, as a realtor, it is still hard for me to get into those gates when I have a confirmed showing, okay? They're still I still have to give them my ID, my driver's license, my realtor license. And then from there, they call the seller at the gate and they have to get like a verbal confirmation that I'm okay. Now, one of my absolute favorite neighborhoods to show in is here in Alaqua Lakes. I'm gonna go to this one because this one looks incredible. Alaqua Lakes can range from like 1.5 million up. They can get very crazy. This one is 10,000 square feet. This is obviously where we're talking like ultra luxury. They have their own full court basketball court here. I see a putting green. This is at a cul-de-sac. So this is going to be a like top tier luxury here in Longwood. This is technically Longwood, okay? People really write off Longwood, but not Alaqua Lakes. People think like that Lake Mary has the luxury properties in it. It does. But this Longwood, like Lake Markham Preserve area is where you're going to find the nicest of the nice houses. So if you want to live in a neighborhood like this, you don't have to pay, what was this on the market for? $4 million. You can pay $2 million. You can pay $1.5 million for something a little bit more toned down, of course, and still be in a guard gated neighborhood. But I would say that Alaqua Lakes is definitely my favorite. And let me show you more of the neighborhood here. Okay, so as you can see, we're just west of I-4. So if you are going to the airport, if you are going to downtown Orlando, if you are going to Tampa, if you are going to Daytona, if you are going to Jacksonville, if you're traveling often, being close to I-4 is really, really nice. And I will say that Winter Park 32789 is also close to I-4, so that's great. But let me kind of zoom in here. So this is going to be Alaqua Lakes. It is built around the Legacy Golf Course. And it's amazing. A lot of people think that Alaqua Lakes is Lake Mary, and it's just like right on the edge. You can see this is literally Lake Mary Boulevard, but this is technically Longwood, okay? So we have a lot of really, really nice houses, and this is a guard gated community. So I can show you another one that's on the market. This is one that I showed over last week. So I've been inside this house. I really love this house. This house is a 10 out of 10 for me. Everything was so nice. They had these beautiful built-ins kind of throughout the property. This was definitely one of the nicest houses that we saw all day long. It was just a little bit small for my clients, but they still really liked it. It was a little bit small compared to the other homes that we're seeing around this $1.7 million range because of the amount of upgrades. This home was more upgraded. And if you remember, like Alaqua Lakes is built in 2001, and a lot of them are older than that. So these homes are due for an update. If they're gonna stay like, let me get past here. If they're gonna stay luxury, they are due for an update. It's been 25 years since they were built. So this home just got a fresh upgrade and the sellers want their money for that. And I don't blame them. Not a lot of the other properties that we saw were this upgraded. So this is kind of a general gist. Again, this is still on the market. This has not sold yet. So we'll see what market value is for this home, but this one's on the market for 1.7. I thought it was a great purchase. Obviously, if it's still on the market in another month, could be overpriced. However, this was definitely one of the nicest houses that we saw. It was very well decorated and everything, and right on the golf course. So really, really beautiful. So this is one of my favorite guard gated neighborhoods. Let me see another one that I really like. I really like Sweetwater. Sweetwater is really nice. It's also Longwood. The reason why Heathrow is not popped up, which is a very popular gated neighborhood, and it is guard gated, is because that is Lake Mary. So we can go and look at that next, but let's look at Sweetwater Club really quick. So let me show you this in relation to Alaqua Lakes. Let me zoom out here. Okay, so Sweetwater's all the way over here. This is like more of what I think of when I think of Longwood. This for me is too far. If you are someone who doesn't need I-4 access like I do, then this is fine. But Wekiva is super cool. This whole area is super cool. If you really don't want a cookie cutter neighborhood, and if you want like lots of custom homes, lots of trees, more land, this house is kind of interesting. but Sweetwater could be a really, really good option for you. This is also really close to like Wekiva Island. So lots of springs, lots of nature, lots of land. You're kind of on the outskirts of town. So yeah, this house is a little crazy. Let me show you one more if you're interested in like a guard gated neighborhood. And the only reason why I'm really doing this is because I don't want my video to be clickbait. I really was intending to show you Winter Park neighborhoods, but obviously that does not really exist. So let me show you this Heathrow neighborhood. We'll just kind of like look at the ones that are on the market right now. Oops, that's Magnolia Plantation. Okay, so Heathrow is another really, really popular neighborhood. And this is considered Lake Mary. Again, it's right under Alaqua Lakes, so it's all really so connected. But Heathrow is a huge, huge neighborhood. Heathrow has townhomes. Heathrow has single family homes that are smaller. Heathrow has big luxury houses in it too. So it's just a huge neighborhood that has lots of sub neighborhoods in it. This one's on the market for 1.2, 3,500 square feet. And I've sold some Heathrow neighborhood, some houses where you're on an acre-and-a-half. So if you were looking for like guard gated with land, this Longwood Lake Mary area is going to be a really good thing for you if you are okay to just be, again, in North Orlando. But the good thing is you are closer to the beach. You are, you know, kind of out of the hustle and bustle. I will say one negative about this area is that the traffic is kind of crazy because so many people are commuting from Orlando to Deltona or from Orlando to DeLand. So you do kind of have to get through that, but there is an express lane that can take you and drop you off in Lake Mary, but it does not continue north of that. So yeah, I think that that's a pretty good show for today. So to kind of wrap up, if you are looking for gated neighborhoods in Winter Park, Your options are really, really, really limited, especially that 32789 area. If you are looking for guard gated in Winter Park, you're not going to find it unless you hire your own guard and build your own gate, which people do. It is Winter Park, so that's totally fine. If you want to do that, you're just going to pay for it. And then my recommendation, if you are looking for a guard gated luxury neighborhood and Winter Park is just not giving it to you, I would go to Longwood, Lake Mary. My favorite neighborhoods there are, of course, Alaqua Lakes, Heathrow. There's some other options too. There's the Alaqua neighborhood, which is a little bit smaller, a little bit different, a little bit older. But there's a plethora of options there. So if you want to explore this and you want to talk through your home buying journey, you want to talk through your wants and your needs, and I can give you some more recommendations around town, I can definitely help you decide what kind of area you're interested in and what would fit your lifestyle. Click the link below in the description and schedule a call with me, and let's chat through all of that on a one-on-one Zoom call. I'll be excited to hear from you and see you guys next week. Bye.